Hello everybody, my name is Fohad and welcome to my review of 2022. Happy New Year everyone. Congratulations, you've made it to 2023. I'm so sorry, I've already hit a plant. Look, I'm probably not the first to say this and I definitely won't be the last, but 2022 was a weird year. It very much was like the 1920s in that there was a new war, there was a famine, we ran out of potatoes in Australia for a little while there, and of course we still had the plague running around, so that wasn't too fun. It was really another year of the pandemic, except this time we just pretended it didn't exist. It was kind of like we all just put our blinders on and we were like, if I can't see Miss Rona can't see me. Also, these are my 3D glasses from when I went and watched Avatar last week. They charge $1 for 3D movie glasses nowadays. Like, that should be illegal. Anyway, so we all pretended like Miss Rona didn't exist. So we just went on with our lives. And I'm not saying that it was a bad thing. You know, we did have to eventually, move on from the pandemic, so to speak. But I just didn't really think we'd be moving on when it was such a big and rampant part of our society still, like it was still out there. People were getting sick, especially in Australia. So in this video, I just wanted to sit down with you guys, have a little catch up, have a little chat, and just reflect on all the things that happened in my life in 2022 and kind of what I'm looking forward to in 2023. I'm also really keen to hear what your 2022 was like and what you have planned for 2023. So make sure you write them in the comments below. As always, if you do leave a comment, make sure you let me know where you're watching from in the world, because I just like to know where you all are geographically so I can kind of visualize all my besties around the world. God, this hoodie is so hot. So let's talk about my 2022 and oh my God, my plant outside fell. I want to start by talking about work, which is never fun. I think the year started off with me feeling very stuck in place, and I think a lot of people kind of felt this as well. You only have to look at the jobs figures in 2022 to quickly realize a lot of people left their jobs because they were feeling very discontent in where they were. And I totally get that. Like for the first half of 2022, I was feeling really stuck. I was kind of doing the same thing every day. I was at my job at that point for maybe 4 years, so I felt like I had done everything that I wanted to do and learned everything that I could learn. So like halfway through the year, I was like, I really need to make a change. So I guess the first thing I'm going to review is the fact that I got a new job in 2022. So yeah, in about June or July of 2022, I got promoted into this new role in a completely different part of the organization that I currently work in. So I didn't move companies, I just moved roles and departments from one side of the company all the way to the other that just kind of have nothing to do with one another. But it was really great to kind of just step back from my job and be like, okay, what is it that I actually want to do here? Because I've just kind of been doing my job at the best I possibly could without really thinking about where am I going to be in 5 years? Where am I going to be in 10 years? Like, what are the things that I'm doing in this job right now that are going to help me down the line? So yeah, just kind of starting a new job just meant that I was able to kind of challenge myself a little bit and do something different and really get away from the mundane day-to-day stuff that I've been doing for such a long time, particularly because I was doing it throughout 6 different lockdowns that we had here in Melbourne. But in terms of just reviewing the new job, because I guess that's what I'm doing in this video, I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10. Like I would give it a 10 out of 10 if it weren't for the fact that my imposter syndrome has really flared up again getting this new job. I'm very aware of the fact that I'm quite young in my team. I'm quite new to the business. I'm even pretty freshly graduated. So a lot of the people I work with probably just see, I'm saying they see me as something, but it's more that I think they see me in this way, if that makes sense. I mean, I've kind of had this very real sense of imposter syndrome since day one at my job and day one at every job I've ever had, even day one of uni, if I'm being honest. So just learning to deal with my insecurities and really just trusting in my confidence has been a really big thing for me this past few months. And I think for 2023, that's going to be something I really have to focus on to really just nail down. It was becoming a bit of a sub story, I know. One bright spot of 2022 was being able to travel a lot more. I did have a few trips throughout the year. I went to Queensland 3 times in 2022, which is really weird because I had never been to Queensland before, and for some reason I went 3 times. For all of you who don't know, particularly Americans, Queensland is basically like Australia's Florida. Like the same kind of people, the same kind of politics, the same kind of conservative thinking on certain social issues, let's say. And there's just a lot of weird stories that come out of Queensland. So It's very much Australia's Florida. So just let that sink in. But yeah, I went there 3 times and I had a great time every single time. Every time I was up there, we either went to the beach or went to like Movie World, which is Warner Brothers theme park in Australia. Very much based on like classic Warner Brothers IPs like the Looney Tunes and DC Comics, which y'all know I love. So I was in heaven the whole time there, I have to say. I did also go to Cambodia, as you probably know, because I made 2 vlogs while I was there. And as I said in my last video, I think, making the vlogs, like the editing process was quite difficult because I'm not really a vlogger and I don't really want to be a vlogger, so I just didn't really know what to do. But yeah, during our time in Cambodia, we literally just like sat at the beach, sat by the pool, drink in hand, book in the other, and we just chilled out, you know? We really took it as like an R&R holiday where we just didn't think about work, we didn't think about doing stuff, we didn't think about expending any unnecessary energy. It was literally just sit by the beach and relax. And that's exactly what I did. And it was also the first time I left the country since January 2020, I think, when I went to America. And it was a very weird experience having to deal with that. I was quite nervous because of all the like, you know, border issues that you have to deal with and vaccine cards and medical certificates and blah, 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 blah. But, you know, it was all very much worth it. So yeah, Cambodia trip, 10 out of 10. We'll totally go again. Loved it. Was amazing. Queensland, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. The weather was nice. There was plenty to do, you know, theme parks and beaches, that sort of thing. Super relaxing because I didn't have to do that much. Free accommodation, which was great. But, you know, the downside is it's Queensland. And if you're Australian, you probably know what that means. But I think the biggest milestone for me in 2022, and probably the thing that I'll remember the most is... Hang on, let me get this on. I finally graduated! Oh. God, I knew that was going to ruin my hair. Girl, that hair was ruined the moment you got out of the shower. So yeah, I graduated from my master's degree. I officially can say that I have a master's degree, and I will definitely shove it in your face anytime I have an argument with you. So just keep that in mind. It was crazy because, you know, I've been at university for 8 years. I started at the beginning of 2013 and I finished kind of beginning of 2022. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 2022. That's like 9 years. Oh my God, I can't believe I was at uni for 9 years. That can't be right. I guess my classes technically finished at the very end of 2021. I'm waffling. Anyway, it was great to graduate. I'm feeling really great about it. I don't know if I'll ever use my degree. But because I did graduate, it's the first time in my life right now that I have nothing going on, you know? Like I've always been the type of person who's been studying my degree, working a full-time job, sometimes working a part-time job, sometimes volunteering. And for the last like 2 or 3 years, I've been slowly stopping all my commitments so that I just have one thing to focus on. And I got to a point at the beginning of 2022 where all I had to do was finish my degree and continue working full-time, which is what I was doing. So once I finished my degree, all I had was this one full-time job that I work. And other than that, nothing. You'd think I'd be able to make more YouTube videos because I had nothing going on, but apparently not. It's also one of the reasons why I took a really long break over the Christmas, New Year's break that we're on right now. Like I took about 28 full days off between mid-December and mid-January. I just had all this free time and I didn't plan anything. I didn't plan to go away. I mean, I've done stuff. Like we've gone away on like little trips here and there, but I haven't done any like big trips or anything like that. So yeah, graduating university, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. The only reason why it's not a 10 out of 10 is because as soon as I graduated, I lost access to all my student discounts that I would normally get. Like Apple Music, for example, like I'm going to have to start paying for an adult subscription of Apple Music, whereas I was on the student one for like 8 years of my life. So, you know, I'm not sure how I'm going to compute with that. Me and being an adult, it's not working out great so far. That said, Apple, if you're listening, can you just like mute this for a second? Apple still hasn't upgraded my membership to an adult membership. I still pay for a student membership. Don't tell anyone at Apple. One thing I did really fail at for 2022 was my YouTube goals of the year. I don't know if you remember, but pretty much this time last year, I created a video called New Year, Same Little Old Me. I made a goal in that video where I wanted to make 50 videos throughout all of 2022. And I just checked before filming this video to see how many I made. Girl, I made 18 videos, which honestly isn't as bad as I thought. Like I actually thought I'd only made like 10 videos throughout the year, but when I counted it, it was 18. And I thought, you know, that's almost double what I thought I had made. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. So it is 2023 now, and we're officially in a new year if you follow a Gregorian method of measuring time. But it's obviously a natural time to think about your goals, to set new goals, to plan out what your year's going to look like, and really just change your outlook on certain things. Think about who you are and where you want to be in the coming year. And to be honest, I definitely have some goals this year, some stuff that I really want to do, some places I want to go, some things I want to like achieve, all work-wise, personally, financially, travel-wise, and even goals for YouTube. But rather than go around and like spray my ambitions to everyone who will listen, I thought this year I want to try and keep it a little bit closer to the vest, really think about what it is and like plan out how I'm going to do it rather than just say I'm going to do things. I think that was kind of my mistake with YouTube last year. I just want to do things, I don't want to tell people I'm going to do things because I think that's a very easy trap to fall into. I guess I will talk about some of them. Like one of them is really just going back to the gym more regularly. Like I haven't been going to the gym at all in 2022 and my health has been on a very sharp decline over the last year. Basically, when I got COVID early last year, I died. I mentally died, physically died. I haven't been the same since. So yeah, I definitely want to start getting back into a physical routine. Another thing that I've been really thinking about is just being more engaged with my friends. Like I spent a lot of time over the last 3 years, obviously the pandemic being a main reason, but I've just spent a lot of time being like a social hermit and not engaging and not like going out with my friends and not making efforts to catch up with people and all those sorts of things. So, one of the things I want to do is really just make an effort and be the person I was pre-pandemic when it comes to just being social and being out and seeing my friends and catching up and discussing all our issues and the world's issues and all that sort of stuff. So something I really want to do this year. And I think a lot of people are in the same boat. And I think it's been a very common feeling that we're all stepping back a little bit too much. And this might be the year that we're all stepping into it a little bit more. I also want to make sure I make the effort to travel more. We're quite lucky in Australia that we get so much paid time off from work, and I never really take it. I usually just take a couple of days off and stay home and catch up on all my life admin stuff as opposed to like planning a trip and going somewhere. So I definitely want to do that this year. I definitely want to go travel around Australia a bit more. Lots of things to look forward to in 2023, I think. And of course there's some other goals that I have, some other things that I want to get done, some ambitions that I have, but I won't tell you all about them today. Anyway, my camera is about to turn off, so I have to make this really quick. It's got that symbol that means it's overheating. I don't know how to make this camera work better. I don't know what to tell you, okay? Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed catching up. I know this video was a little bit shorter and a little bit more wild than I had initially planned, but I really appreciate you checking back in, and I really want to say a big thank you to all the people who stayed around on my channel throughout 2022. I know I haven't been posting very much. I know I've been the worst YouTuber ever, but I really appreciate just your words of support. The fact that you guys are still watching my old videos and rewatching my old videos. I can see the returning subscribers on YouTube Studio. It really has made my year, I think, so I just want to thank you for that, and I will reward your loyalty with more content and more videos throughout 2023, so stay tuned. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about 2022. How was the year for you? What did you achieve? What did you not achieve? Just the overall feeling and tone of the year. Let me know if you have any plans for 2023 as well. I really love hearing them, and I think we can keep each other accountable, so let me know. And of course, make sure you write in the comments where you're watching from in the world. I really love to know, so let's build a global community together. As always, if you like the video, make sure you hit the like button. It really helps my channel out. Subscribe for more content from me, Farhad, and of course, turn your bell notifications on as well if you want to get a notification every time I post. Camera's about to turn off, and I think that's everything I want to say today. So until next time, besties, bye. Missing someone